Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Gardendale Rockets head basketball coach Chris Berry. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Happy New Year, Coach.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Yeah, so we had a 2-week holiday hiatus, and we're back. We've got a bunch of games to talk about, so let's get to it.
All right.
So on December the 20th, you played Chilton County. You beat them by a score of 82-45. Tell us about that night.
Yeah, it was a really good day for us offensively. We shot the ball really well. Our senior, Trey Crawford, led us that night with 19 points. C.J. Pearson, Jr. Had 17 points, and Ryan Lemons had 10 points. We, like I said, shot the ball extremely well. It was good to see our guys kind of get in a rhythm on that end of the floor, and it was a good night. Good.
And then on the 27th and 28th, you had the Gardendale Gardendale High School Christmas Tournament. On the 27th, you played Calera and beat them 63-61. Give us a little bit of an overview.
Yeah, it was a back and forth game the whole way. Calera's a really good team with some really big bodies, and I think we took their punches in the first half. We were down maybe 4 at the half. And then we're able to really start sustaining some defensive stops in the second half, maybe get into their legs a little bit, fatigue some of those big guys, and we were able to make a run in the fourth quarter, and like you said, ended up winning by 2. Sophomore Cody Coachman had his biggest game of the year. Cody stepped up and made some really big shots late in the game. He had 15 points.
Good deal.
Senior Braylon Henry had 12 points, and junior Jaden Bivens had 10 points.
Okay, good deal. Then the 28th, you had Oakman. You beat them by a bunch, 65-20. Just give us a quick overview of that one.
Yeah, well, Oakman's a young team, and we knew starting that if we could kind of impose our will on the defensive end, that we were going to be able to have some success. And they hung around the first half and really gave us a really good matchup in the first half. They were made some shots and did some really good things offensively. We were able to adjust at halftime, and the score indicated kind of how we played in the second half. We had some really good performances from senior Trey Crawford, had 18, and Braylon Henry had 15.
Okay. Well, you've got some games coming up, and we're going to talk about those right after the break.
PrepsNet Coach Speak with Gardendale High School head basketball coach Chris Berry is proudly sponsored by Campus Traditions. Go Rockets!
And we're back. Coach, last Thursday you traveled to Jefferson Christian, and that was in Irondale. You won by a score of 76-66. What took place there?
Well, that was our 4th consecutive win, so it's good to see our guys kind of getting some confidence, gaining some confidence here as we move into the new year and move into area play tonight. But it was first half, we'd been off since the 28th, so we had a few days without playing a game. So, you had the New Year holiday, and our guys were kind of out of sync in the first half, and Jefferson Christian did a lot of good things on the defensive end to slow us down. But then in the second half, we were able to get going. And like you said, won 76-66. Senior Trey Crawford led us with 22 points. He had 18 of those in the second half. Sophomore Braylon Hurt had 10 points. He was coming back off an injury. We lost Braylon back in late December. So Braylon had missed, I think it was 6 straight games.
Wow.
And he's a huge piece to what we do.
Yeah.
So we were able to get him back on the second, and he had 10 points. And then junior Jackson Hanner had 10 points as well.
Okay, fantastic. Then on Friday, you hosted Mortimer Jordan. Tight game. You barely lost 72-70. What happened there?
Like you said, very competitive game. We were down double digits at the half. I think we were down 12 going into the locker room. Came out in the second half and were able to start making some shots and got some things going defensively. But digging ourselves that hole in the first half, it was really tough to have the juice, to have the energy that we needed to seal the deal in the fourth quarter. We tied it up with about 2 minutes to go. And then they score on their next 4 possessions.
Wow.
That's something that we got to fix. We were looking at film yesterday, and they're a tough matchup for us. They do a really good job of getting the ball inside to particular guys that do a really good job of scoring with their back of the basket. They offensive rebound it really well. And that's what hurt us was the rebounding differences.
Right.
We got up, I think, 76 shots, which, most of the time the team that gets up the most shots wins.
Yeah.
But they were able to get a lot of high percentage shots down
Right.
around the rim, just use their size and physicality to really hurt us inside.
Gotcha. So tonight you host Pinson Valley.
Mm-hmm.
They'll play here. And what do you expect to see from the Indians?
Well, they're a top 5 team in 6A, always a contender every year
Mm-hmm.
to get to the BJCC or Legacy Arena. So we're really excited about the challenge. When we got the new area alignments and we saw that it was going to be Clay and Pinson in our
Right.
area, our guys were really excited to see some of the best teams in 6A basketball and get to see
Right.
them often in our area. So we'll be excited tonight. Our
Okay.
guys are really fired up for the task. We've obviously been studying film and been preparing since the first practice for tonight.
Okay.
It's all to get your team ready for area play. It's kind of like conference play, at the collegiate
Yes,
level.
sir.
So everything so far has kind of been the non-conference. So we're working for a good seed in the area tournament with a chance to host. The highest seed gets to host the area tournament. So that's kind
Right.
of what you're playing for in the regular season with these area games. So we're gonna be ready to go tonight and hopefully give them a great effort.
Okay, excellent. So then on Friday, you travel to Clay-Chalkville. Tell us about the Cougars and how you're going to game plan against them.
Yeah, well, that'll be area game number 2. And like I said, last check, they had been in and out of the top spot in 6A basketball. So
Right.
they've got a lot of length, a lot of athleticism. So we're kind of focused on Pinson at the moment.
Right.
But after tonight, we're going to start really studying Clay and figuring out a way to contain some of those guys because they've got some big-time players. But so do we. We've got some guys that are really starting to get comfortable.
Right.
Some young guys, some sophomores that were playing their first varsity basketball games, the first 14 games, and now all of a sudden these guys are starting to gain confidence and really seeing that with some success on the court. So
Okay.
we're excited for the task tonight and then going to Clay on Friday.
Good deal. Well, Coach, that's our show. We appreciate your time. We certainly appreciate you. Join us again next week for another Gardendale version of Coach Speak.